A green water monster was staring intently with a desire-filled gaze, fixedly watching a girl sitting by the swamp, and directly swam towards the girl. Just as the monster was chatting with the beauty, a small crayfish quietly climbed onto the monster's shoulder. After hearing the crayfish's intelligence, the monster's expression instantly froze. Then the monster sniffed hard with its nose. It turned out the girl had a special smell that was unbearable to the monster. The angry water monster immediately turned hostile and began attacking the girl on the shore. Fortunately, the companions hidden in the shadows were prepared and rushed out to suppress the monster's agitated emotions. It turned out this monster was the friend the magic lord was looking for, the legendary water god, because only the water god could help them pass through the inevitable path of the Death River while searching for the magic sword. And judging from the water god's unwilling expression, it seemed displeased with the previous beauty. The old lady, after analyzing the situation, seemed to have come up with an excellent plan. She sprinkled a small bottle of magic potion on a shriveled apple. And then the miraculous scene occurred. The apple core instantly transformed into a fresh apple. Without hesitation, the old lady took a bite of the apple. Immediately, a graceful and mature woman appeared before the water god. From the water god's expression, it was clear this was not a proper monster. And thus, guided by the beautiful woman, they successfully brought the water god to continue their journey of finding the magic sword. Meanwhile, the queen who had been pursuing them also arrived at this swamp. Using her magical divine whip, she directly stretched it into the water. The swamp water instantly began to boil. The small crayfish, now boiled bright red, had no choice but to reveal the group's whereabouts. On the other side, after traversing mountains and rivers, they finally arrived at the Death River. It was finally the water god's turn to demonstrate its abilities. The two ladies placed the water god into the river, waiting for its performance. However, the Death River was no longer under the water god's jurisdiction. The man-eating fish in the river didn't take this water god seriously at all. The water god, losing face, could only shamefully dive into a well. At this moment, the queen's army had completely surrounded the area with no escape route. They had no choice but to jump into the well, and through soaking in the well water, the old woman also returned to her original form. This made the already disgraced water god feel that the real clown was himself. Although filled with unwillingness, continuing like this would mean certain death for everyone. The water god hesitated, then inhaled and submerged into the water, then opened its mouth, sucking all the well water into its belly. As they fell with the water to the well's bottom, they discovered there was actually an escape route. The group prepared to leave with the water god, but the water god, having absorbed too much water, could no longer move a single step. In a critical moment, the water god decided to sacrifice itself, using its body to buy time for the others' escape. With the situation urgent, they sadly said goodbye, and everyone left the well bottom, leaving only the water god using its last bit of strength to block the exit. By the time the queen reached the well's bottom, seeing this evil woman, the water god spat a large mouthful of water onto her face. The enraged queen immediately cast a spell, instantly turning the water god into a stone statue, and the massive well water, losing the water god's control, gushed out from the petrified water god's body. Yet even so, the group hadn't gone far and was still captured by the queen's army. The queen, bringing Ivan, finally arrived at the place hiding the magic sword.